Throughout our nation's history, women have served vital roles in America's armed forces, with courage, conviction, and often with a dedication that superseded the rules. Since the Revolution, women served alongside men, breaking new ground in the process. Like Mary Edwards Walker, a surgeon who became the first woman to receive the Medal of Honor. And Cathay Williams was the only known female Buffalo Soldier. As years passed, the movement toward fuller integration pressed on. With the establishment of the Army and Navy Nurse Corps, women became official members of the armed forces for the first time. When war broke out across the world, America's women answered the call. More than 10,000 members of the Nurse Corps were stationed in Europe, earning distinction through their service, while others found new ways to serve. These women tore down limitations, paving the way for those who followed. And by World War II, every branch had established a program specifically for women, and over 400,000 served at home and overseas.
This is a war in which women hold responsible military positions on an equal footing with men, submitting to the same discipline, earning the same pay.
With the signing of the Women's Armed Services Integration Act, all of those who served in these newly formed programs were granted regular and reserve status. Women had become a permanent part of the United States military. By the Korean War, women were landing ashore the same day as the first troops. And in Vietnam, over 7,000 American servicewomen were stationed across Southeast Asia. Through war, as well as peacetime, America's military women continued to reach new heights. By 1991, women could serve in combat-related specialties for the first time, and over 40,000 women were deployed during Operation Desert Storm. Progress continued into the 21st century with the rise of 2 four-star officers.
From the very first day I put my uniform on, right up till this morning, I know there's nothing I would rather done with my life.
In 2013, Flora Darpino became the Army's first female Judge Advocate General. And in 2015, Lisa Jaster and 2 others became the first women to graduate from Army Ranger School. And today, more than 200,000 women serve in our armed forces.
I'm announcing my decision to proceed with opening all these remaining occupations and positions to women. There will be no exceptions.
From command centers to field hospitals, the front lines to the skies above, America's military women have served, fought, and given their all in defense of our nation. And yet today, many of these brave and dedicated women are facing new battles right here at home. From a healthcare system ill-equipped for women's injuries, to the risk of isolation, to disproportionately high rates of homelessness, military sexual trauma, and PTSD. The women who serve our country often return home to battle difficult and sometimes lifelong challenges. NBLSP ensures that when issues arise, our women veterans never face them alone.
Women join the military for the same reason that men join: to serve their country and to become part of a distinguished military force. Because women are the largest growing population in the military today, we need to ensure that they have access to the resources they need and deserve. We help female veterans by representing them before military agencies, before the VA, and in federal courts. We also leverage our expertise by training lawyers and non-lawyers out in the field so that they become better advocates for veterans, and by providing educational publications they can use to make their representation more effective.
I became involved through Ben Block, one of my partners at Covington. I come from a place of active duty military service, and I was very proud to serve my country in uniform. And when I think about the work that I do with NBLSP, I really think of it as an extension of my public service.
Too often the government doesn't fulfill its obligations to those veterans, and that's a major part of our mission.
Working as a pro bono attorney for NBLSP, you have the opportunity to pay back a service member and their family who have sacrificed for us. For me, one of the most important things about a disability retirement is that it gives the veteran a status and a purpose that they can sort of carry on throughout the rest of their life. Their career in the military was cut short because of a disability that was due to no fault of their own.
As a medic, I'm really proud that I'm helping other soldiers. It's really nice when they're having a trouble or a need, and the first thing that they do is like, medic! So that means you need to help them. I was doing train-ups in Germany when I ruptured 3 tendons on my left ankle. When I was told by my Army attorney that I didn't get the retirement, I froze. What was going to happen to my family? What was going to happen to me?
What was at stake in Perla's case was her opportunity to separate from the military with the benefits that she had earned and she deserved, versus sending her back to active duty where she felt like she was letting down her fellow service members because she wasn't able to do the job that she signed up to do.
The process itself is really stressful. Just picture that your life is going to change completely and you haven't planned on that, or your goals and your dreams. No more.
We needed to work with Perla and NBLSP to boil down the most likely winners, in other words, the injuries that we should focus on. NBLSP are skilled attorneys with deep expertise in helping veterans get through this process and really helped contribute to Perla's win.
NBLSP is something that people like me need. They make you feel better going through a tough process.
We were able to celebrate the victory with her right there at the end of the hearing, so it was really rewarding.
I feel so much happiness inside of me because I knew that my family was going to be okay. I knew that I was going to be okay.
19 years old, I joined the Army. The first day I got to my company, my Sergeant Jackson, he told me he wanted to talk to me privately, and he took me to a conference room. I don't know how it happened so fast. I was on the other side of the room, up against the wall. He had his hands in my pants and my shirt, and I couldn't move. That happened a couple of times. People would just turn the other way and wouldn't look. I couldn't wait to get out.
I don't think Rita knew really what was happening and how to cope with it, and I don't think that the institutions that were around her knew how to cope with that either.
When I had been fired from my 10th or so job, I went to the VA therapist. He immediately told me, "You have PTSD due to MST." We put our claim into the VA and it was denied twice.
Their original finding was that the military sexual trauma was not the cause of her current disabilities.
At no point did I think that I was going to be granted disability.
The work that we had to do was addressing that and showing, this is actually a continuous series of events stemming from the military sexual trauma. NBLSP provided critical and essential guidance all along the way. Rita absolutely won her case.
I could not believe how lucky and blessed and vindicated I felt.
When you listen to the stories and you understand their frustrations, you realize that this has to change. That's why NBLSP stands up for veterans.
When I came out of the military, it was important for me to pay back other service members because I was able to see the sacrifice not only that they make, but also their family members make as well.
We as a society do have an obligation. In fact, we've promised veterans that if you have problems caused by your service We as a nation will take care of you. America's military women have served honorably. They've not only earned our respect, they deserve our support.